reality check on disability. And then we have very important program. Program that is interesting. It's something that Ghanaians are discussing about and talking about. Parliament to probe Norway visa scandal after Paralympic team absconds. What is the story out there? And then you were Mr. Frederick Aso, the Para Athletes Commissioner of the National Paralympic Committee of Ghana. Aso, welcome. What is saying?
Doc, I'm very good and me check Obia Omega TV. So now and across the whole globe. Yeah.
Aso, we post to next one. The Para Athletes Commissioner of the National Paralympic Committee of Ghana. And then Amen. Amen. Yeda wasi. And afi yewo Mr. Ken Kalai. Oye adoptive sports consultant, CEO, special game master. Ken, net is saying.
Doc, nyamya do me ho ye. Na me gidi so bia ho ye. Tiefo ni ahwefo ina any studio for bia ye okay wo Ghana hanti ye gidi se mo ko so yes sir.
Now, and then we are talking about interesting topic about another discussion. Even Parliament Krano is involved. And say, what is the story out there? Also, according to media reports, any other things are Abba. Yedu Shasi also first. According to media reports, any other things are Abba. Yenya information say. Enipa Paralympians team no call Norway about 11 or 12 of them. I'm about Kwaku Norway. And then the other ones now Makanosono almost ayira. What is the story? Is that the case?
Thank you very much, Doc. And then once again, I thank everybody watching Omega TV across the whole globe, as well as Ghana. The story is really not the true, that is not a true picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, somebody or some group of people have tried to send people out of Ghana
mm-hmm.
through acquiring visa for them,
mm-hmm.
using NPC sports,
mm-hmm.
and then using para sports.
Mm-hmm.
One of the para sports, which we all know as amputee football.
Mm-hmm.
According to the letters and documents out there,
mm-hmm.
the people used that letter in applying for the visa for those 11 people that we are talking of now.
And did this 11
They tried the first one,
mm-hmm.
according to the story we heard. They tried the first one. The embassy, Norwegian embassy, refused them visa
mm-hmm.
and asked them to attach a high-profile document to it.
Uh-huh.
If we talk of a high-profile document, the document should be either a document from the ministries,
mm-hmm.
NSA, or National Paralympic Committee.
Mm-hmm.
So they tried the second one and then had a letter,
mm-hmm.
according to the story we are getting, had a letter from MPC
mm-hmm.
and attached it to the document, and then Norwegian embassy gave them the visa. That was in April for a tournament in Norway. And that tournament is a marathon game, which is athletics. But the issue is, the people, are they persons with disability? Are they para-athletes? As the Para-Athletes Commissioner of Ghana,
mm-hmm.
where all athletes falls under my jurisdiction.
Do you know them? Do you know these people?
None of them. All 11 people, I don't know them, including the
Have you seen photos of them?
Unfortunately, I'm visually impaired. I'm a blind man.
Oh yes.
So I don't see photos.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But the names that are out there, actually, they are not persons with disability who are into sports that I know.
Thank you. We will come back to you, Aso. Ken.
Thank you.
Doc.
These 11 people, from your experience, I mean, you are a consultant and you have good knowledge about para sports in Ghana. And these Paralympians that went abroad, are they Ghanaians? And two, how did they get the visa situation? Who are they? Who are these people?
Thank you, Doc. Let me go straight to your questions. Like one, they are Ghanaians. Mm-hmm. They are Ghanaians and Ghanaian passport holders. As far as the documents are confirmed, mm-hmm. and the names, entry, report, and all those things confirm that they are Ghanaians. Mm-hmm. And then we are aware that 11 people traveled. But my further check shows that the letter submitted to the embassy, there were 12 people. Mm-hmm. But the list that came from, these 11 people is all about the letter that came from the national security. Mm-hmm. It is what we are basing the 11 on. But the letter that went to the embassy, there were 12 in number. So there's one Anthony Stephen Akuma or something is missing out of the name. So right now it's 11 we know, but it's 12 people that was submitted to the embassy. So that is why it's on the record. Number two, none of them are athletes. Yeah. And they don't fall under any athletic.
Also mute yourself for us, please. Mute yourself. Okay, go on. Yeah, that's it. We done it. It's okay.
As far as we know, per our general knowledge and then the fraternity, none of them, not even single one, is known to be Paralympian or para sports athletes. So they are alien to the sports. We don't know them. And none of the names really ring a bell in our sports domain. So they are total strangers.
What is the National Paralympic Committee of Ghana, NPC, saying? What are they saying? How these people receive their visa? Because they cannot get a visa without NPC. I believe that there should have been a letter there. Was any government...
Exactly so. Yes, if the best of practice is that the discipline sometimes write letters to the embassy, National Paralympic Committee, sometimes from the National Sports Authority, depending on the level, is with the National Paralympic Committee. And the story also tells that National Paralympic letter was involved. The National Paralympic president Samson Dean came to deny that the signature wasn't his, or it was false signature. But the good.
Oh, you are cutting off.
I never denied the documents were not yours. Fine, I cannot.
Where you are, we are experiencing difficulties. You've been cutting off a little. Is there somewhere you can sit that we can hear you? Oh, is the reception? Okay. So, what you are saying is that the letter that went there, although is from MPC, however, the letter was not from them.
Hello?
They are saying the letter was not from them. The letter that went there, although it's from MPC, the letter of support, but they are saying they know. So whose email?
And they never said the letter was not from them. They said he never signed the letter. Doc, what I'm saying is that the president said he never signed the letter.
Oh, the president
Okay.
said he never signed the letter.
That was from
So, okay, the question is, whose email?
Yes, that's
Whose
what-
email did the Norwegian embassy communicate with? What email address did they communicate with? Let me ask. Let me go to Aso whilst you sort your reception out, please. Aso. Aso, yeah, take your mute out. You are on mute. You know how to do it, please. We can't do it for them. We can't do it for
No,
us.
I'm okay. Am I okay?
Yeah, you are perfect. While Aso, look on your thing on the mute or get someone to help you with, please.
No, what I'm saying
There is a
that
mic sign. Hold on, Ken. There is a mic sign, Aso. Click on it. Okay, go on. Aso, get someone to help you with it, please. Go on, Ken. Yes, please.
All right. What I'm saying is that the president is denying the fact that he signed a letter to the embassy. But as far as we know, the letter from the MPC was what confirmed the list of the people that were submitted. Hence, the visas were issued. Now, the question is that the letter also came with a seal, and the letterhead is authentic. That is a fact. Okay, so if he's saying that he did not sign the letter, at least it means that the letterhead still came from his office. So he must check from his office, because there's no doubt that this, even if it's not part of it, his office knows about it.
Yeah, Aso, it's okay. Hold on, Ken. Aso, it's okay now. We will come to you. Just give us a minute. Yeah, go ahead, Ken.
Yes. So for the we can't deny this fact that the MPC is involved. The MPC is involved because the letter came from the MPC office. And Doc, mind you, one interesting thing over here. If anybody submits a letter and they believe that they are doing a forgery work and the visas were denied, we all know when visas are denied, you don't even have the confidence and the guts to go back.
The question is, we know Parliament is going to be involved, but the question is,
yes,
the email address that was used, whose email address also was used?
The president's address. Every contact, the letterhead came from the president's office, so every contact is from the
So when they made the application, I believe they made the application to the Norwegians, and now they will give an email of a response to them, and exactly. That email needs, if I understand that this is a national security risk in the sense, or national security concern, in the sense that if people in Ghana could use, an address and a letterhead to do this, then they can also do it in other government departments, which is a concern for us.
Yes, Doc. Yeah, Doc. Thank you very much.
Hold on, Ken. Let Aso go, then you come in as well, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So thanks very much for the question. That they need a letter. As in my first submission, I made mention that before a visa is issued to someone going to do sports, the best practice is you get a letter from either MPC, and then the letter goes to National Sports Authority and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. The Ministry of Youth and Sports also sent your letter to Foreign Affairs for note verbal, and then that note verbal is sent to the embassy before you go and submit your document. But in this case, it has not gone as the best practices we all know. They submitted the document, and at the first one they were denied, and asked them to go for a document, a higher document, to attach to their document before they can get the visa. And according to the information from my boss, who is the MPC president, Samson Dean, that MPC letter is attached to the document to the embassy. But the letter that has been attached, he did not sign any letter. Neither the letter came from our office, which is the MPC office. I'm saying our office because I am a member of the MPC.
Yes.
So
I understand that. The question now is whose email address was used for that correspondence?
Yes. So on that letter, which we are all not seeing now, because my boss also said the letter head has been forged, his signature have been forged. So the question now is, we've seen the application from the from the Amputee Football Association.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the national security letter that has been given to them by the Norwegian embassy, but the purported forged letter, which is the MPC letter, that is what we are not seeing now. So that is what will authenticate that, or will tell all of us that yes, MPC letter have been forged or have not been forged.
Okay.
Because that is where we are going to get the email address that the people have used.
The email of correspondence. And then another question is this. Yeah. I want to ask, is there a mandatory or a law that anytime, say, parasports, Paralympians are traveling, a government official have to be with them?
Exactly, yes.
Was there a government official with them?
No, in this trip, there's no government official. According to the names that I have seen or other people have seen, there's no government official in there because they did not pass the document through the appropriate channel, which is the National Sports Authority and the ministry. Because if you go to the ministry or the NSA, you surely have to attach a government official. Or even if MPC, there should be an official from MPC to be attached. So there are no, the 12 or 11 people.
So are they saying that those traveling, going to Norway, they are all persons with disability, and there was no, apart from the coach, and no government official, no one was with them to guide them with the things they need?
Doc, they are even not athletes. So that is the notion or what we want to clear the people's mind from. That they are not even Paralympian, or they are not any athletes in the country.
But then another thing has come up, which I would go. I want to go to Ken and come back to you. Is about one also sadly passed away, which was the coach. And then apparently the people who are also family members going to support them, they also then abscond. What is happening? Is that the case?
Doc,
is that the case?
Doc, before I continue your question, let's be fair to our para-athletes and the hard-working people of Ghana. So that anytime we say the coach, we should say quote and unquote, or the claim is never a coach. So let's put it in let's be guided using this coach. The diseased person is never a coach. Mm-hmm. He has never been part of the sport. Number two, the athletes, the so-called athletes that went to the Norway are never part of the sport. We've said that several times. Now the question is, how did they get the letter? Please, let's leave the NSA out of this. Because within the past 4 years, the MPC president has introduced, by the backing of the minister, they've introduced another form of submitting visas in Ghana when it comes to parasports. That they've totally ignored the NSA. They take their own decision. The MPC president leads most of the visa applications and is always backed and endorsed by the deputy minister and the minister. That is why I'm raising an important point here, that how come ordinary people like you and I who submit a visa to an embassy will be refused, and we have the audacity to go back with the same application again? It means that we have a backing. It takes courage even with your own documents, with your own, bank statements, which are genuine. Sometimes when you are refused, we wait for 2-3 months and try again.
I think you have made a point here, which I want to ask a question, and this will also go to in terms of our national security and how Parliament, this will also help Parliament. Parliament can see how many people, the amount of events that has been undertaken in terms of us, Paralympians have been involved. And also the amount of people that travel in the name of Ghana through that embassy to go through visas. Do you think that if they do that, that will give understanding to say that a number of these people go and then they don't return back to Ghana?
Doc, we've called for this several times. Even in that same April, remember we led the demonstration, and there's a petition before the minister as we speak. And there's a petition also before the Parliament. There's a petition also before the National Sports Authority to curb this kind of things, because we reported to them that this is what the office of the MPC has been set up to do for about 4 years now. I can give you a list of applications, unwarranted applications and forgeries that have gone all these 4 years. And I'm telling you, I'm making a very important point that they have sidelined NSA. There's no NSA involved in anything they do. They go straight to the ministry endorse whatever they want, and they go their way. The question of we should even ask what is the relationship between the AEC, amputee football, and the MPC. We all know that the MPC is not a amputee football sports. So what is in their interest in amputee football? Let alone for a forgery to come within the amputee domain for MPC
so
to be.
So we are helping. Omega TV UK. We advocate for vulnerable people in our community, and we feel that this case has brought in terms of embarrassing situation for us as a country. And this is why Parliament want to probe this or investigate. And what we are saying to them is that it's important they look at the amount of times that the Paralympians have traveled abroad for a competition, and then a number of people that normally apply for visas. So, Commissioner Aso, would you be able to follow this up in terms of Parliament, to follow the number of trace, if you will be able to get days that you feel that there have been competition, that the para sports have been involved, leaving the country, and then the follow up from the government to say, okay, this one, there is evidence to say that this is something that has been going on, because Ghana immigration will be able to prove if these people came back to the country or not.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doc. Once again, we will be very happy for a thorough probe to be done to this case, because this is the second time which this have happened to disability sports, which have linked or in the sense that it has come out in this manner. In 2008 and 2009, same thing happened. They took some deaf people to Australia. There is a deaf program in Australia. Instead of sending deaf people, they sent able people who are not deaf, to go and play. And it came out and it became a very big blow to the disability sports fraternity. Deaf people were banned for so many years. And this has happened again. As my brother Ken have mentioned, in April, there was a demonstration concerning some of these things, because even MPC, the tenure of MPC have elapsed a year ago, and there is a lot of agitations from athletes and so on and so forth, which Parliament, NSA and ministry have been petitioned to look into those things. Before then, it also happened in 2009, if my memory serves me correct. There was another scandal which happened, and 102 Ghanaians were to be sent to UK. In that list, I was to check, I was the athlete commissioner, I was to check the names of people who are persons with disability in that trip. I can tell you, the names of persons with disability in that trip were less than 20 out of the 102.
There were 6.
Okay, there were 6.
This is very embarrassing for us as a country.
But
in that application, then the Director General, Prof. Chumesi, set up a committee which I was called to come and answer. A lot of people were called to come and answer. Up to date, we've not gotten the report of that committee. So all this is happening. So we'll be happy, very, very happy that if national security and the Parliament House, the Select Committee on Sports, should go into this matter and unravel all these problems, so that para sports will be stopped from this kind of canker or with this kind of.
Also, I want to ask you a question, and our viewers, yes. One of our viewers want you to answer this. So, who will take that responsibility to let Parliament know, Ghana Parliament know, that all these events has taken place in the past and is still happening?
Yes, as I've mentioned, para athletes have petitioned Parliament in April concerning all these. Some of these issues are in there in the petition.
So who is leading the investigation or the probe in Parliament?
That is what we don't know now, because we submitted the petition to the NSA and the ministry, as well as Parliament. So we're expecting that they should have gone in to do this investigation. If that was done, I'm not sure this could have happened. I am not sure that this could have happened. But our big men were sleeping on the document. And we don't know what has happened to that document as we speak now. You see, and this has happened now. So this time, we've heard that national security have taken the matter. As we speak now, we don't know where this matter has gotten to. We've heard that Parliament want to probe the matter. As we speak now, we don't know what is happening. We've not heard anything.
We want you,
Parliament or whatever,
as a commissioner for Parasport, what our viewers want you to do is that to write again with Ken to Parliament and also to the police in terms of national security, so that we need feedback, and also we will make sure that these two, in terms of Ghana media, we put everything there that the Ghanaians want answers. They feel that it's embarrassing, and it's also going to stop innocent people from traveling to places like Norway.
Doc.
Yes, go on.
Can I come in? Sir?
Yes, go in. Come in, Ken.
There's no need to write, because we know the truth. We are just running away from our own shadows. That is that even the one applications to the UK he was talking about, if he can tell us who did the application was done, signed and endorsed and submitted by the MPC president, Samson Dean, and which was forged. It was turned out to be a fraud. And we are quite.
How do you know it was a fraud?
But we don't know the people. Out of 102, only 6 are athletes. The rest are ghost names. So is it not fraudulent?
Yes.
Number 2, last time, even we have the Australia, just 2 weeks after the Australia, 2 athletes in the same para marathon were deported from Commonwealth Games. One, Richard Frimpong and Emmanuel Osei, were deported in the same manner. Besides that one, when they went to Japan, they took some people there and they have to return those people. Anytime we don't watch we don't have whistleblowers, that is what is happening. And even this same group, the subject in question now, this same group, they have prepared to go to Brazil and they've done all the documentation. If not for this issue, they would have been submitting for Brazil as of now.
I want to say something here. The statement from the Ministry of National Security said 11 athletes were supposed to show up for the marathon, but failed to even register for the competition. My question is, did any if these people are fraudsters, did anyone represented Ghana in Norway?
Doc, see, if we can, you see, for the sake of time, there was no competition. Where is the invitation letter? Like the Brazil example I'm giving you, that was in the pipeline. The invitation letter was copied to MPC. And don't forget that the same event in Norway came with an invitation letter of which MPC is copied. So where is the invitation letter?
I think it's a need to know. Ghanaians want to see this.
They should produce the invitation letter. And the MPC letterhead is not forgery. It's authentic. Except that he can claim he did not sign. For that one, I'll not begrudge it. But
so
it's not the
how do you know it's authentic, as you are saying?
It has a seal. It has a seal. Look, and let me also tell you, I'm basing on circumstantial evidence. This same AEC has been working with the MPC, especially the former president Samson Adjei, for over 4 years now. And we are aware that they are even owing him about 80,000, okay, because of unfulfilled or undelivered job. So they are in bed and they've been doing this for years. It's just unfortunate that it blows out this way. And I'm trying to set more examples of visa fraudulent things and even the Brazil, the Paralympic. They've acquired more visas than necessary. If you take note of the visa that went to Norwegian embassy, it was stated there that the people as part of the preparation towards Paralympic. Let's read the letters very well. It will give us a clue. So even this Paralympic, Ghana athletes are yet to go. But as I'm talking, over 50 people have come since last year. Last year, they went to a competition. They took 4 people. Last year, July, there was a competition between 7th July to 17th July. They went with 2 athletes. They went with our own brother, Nkebe and McLean. And they took other people along. So, look.
And those other people, did they return back to Ghana?
Of course not. So we are calling for a complete visa auditing. Number 2, you are asking ASO to write a letter. ASO is still under the same boss. So the boss cannot be a judge over his own matter. So he must step down. We have precedents. We have Pius, former minister Pius. We have Kojo Ajimai of NSA. We have Robert Safo Mensah. We have our own Kosinyan Teshi and the rest. So why is it still in office? Why we are talking about this? I don't even trust the national security letter. I said it from day one. Because if you read the national security letter, I don't know if it's a letter or it's a notice. MPC was not named there. And the letter was addressed to the ministry. It was not addressed to the MPC or NSA. You get it? They are just writing to inform them that this is what is going on. They are not writing to invite anybody. Are you getting it?
Yes. So
I don't even trust the national security to handle this issue because all these things, all the previous incidents that I've cited were before them. And this man has been using the minister as the Chinese wall and with the deputy minister as the backbone. So there's nothing they can do to him. Trust me. So this matter, they just want to handle it as one of those and it will die off. So if Ghana is serious, if Parliament is serious, let him sit down. Let's have an integrity committee of we probe officers. If he is not guilty, we reinstate him. If he's guilty, he goes away. Because in all these things, where is the National Sports Authority?
Okay.
Don't forget that same manner, they were writing letter to Egypt. I had to stop that letter. Prior to Egypt, they had tried Poland embassy. I had to stop that one also. So how long we can be stopping these things and they'll call me I'm an enemy to the sport when we are trying to avoid all this kind of shame to the country, and they call me enemy to the sport. So please, if we are honest and we want to deal with this matter, let the man honorably step down. He should step aside. Let's bring parliament. Let's set up a committee, probe the visas, because I am more than confident over.
Do you have a date of all the competition that we have been in? Do you have all the dates?
Oh, Prof, of course, you see the books behind me. I have a lot of documents all over me.
I think this will help. This will help with the information, with the investigation.
I have witnesses and not just documents. I have witnesses, people who were part of it and they came back. The people who were used, okay, people who were used are around and they can testify.
So the way you are saying it, this is a national security situation, because we have Ghanaians in the UK here who came in from different means. They're struggling to have jobs. They are in the street. They don't have nowhere to sleep. They don't have any support. And it goes back to us, because when they are out there, they are Ghanaians. And they are finding it difficult because of situations like this. So what we can say is that also, are Ghana immigration aware of this? And have they made any traces in terms of using their passports and others to trace these people? Obviously, when people make passport application, they will put next of kin, they will put other things there. They can also trace in terms of the visa application that went out to the Norwegian embassy. Have anything been done also?
To the best knowledge of my best knowledge, no, I have not cited anything from even those agencies. I have not cited any document in relation to that. But one thing I want to clear everybody's mind is that the people who went to Norway for that event, they are not persons with disability. They are not para-athletes. Two, because they are not para-athletes, that is why they were not able to take part in the event. Because if they were persons with disability, they will have to participate in the event. Then this brouhaha wouldn't have come out. But because they are not persons with disability, and they don't have any form of disability, they can't participate in the event. That's why when they got to Norway, they ran away. And that brought all this brouhaha.
Do you feel that the persons with disabilities are being discriminated against? Parliament is saying they're going to probe this, but they have not been shown any interest in terms of speeding the process of this investigation. So do you feel that persons with disabilities, they have been discriminated against?
I would say we are always being abused or used in some of these issues. If we all remember, in 2018, the Australian saga, we were even in Australia when the deputy minister was suspended by the government. This one, for days now, for weeks now, it's only MPC that wrote to those two individuals, Biwoto Mauli and then NSAEC, suspending them. And the matter is just dying a natural death as we speak now, because we don't know what is actually happening or going on. Once a while, you hear of it in the media, and that is it. And now too, because of the Olympic Games that is going on, we don't hear anything from any quarters. So honestly, if something concerns persons with disability in such ways, we don't go under it thoroughly. And that is what is destroying our sports. That is making our sports not growing as it should.
Thank you, Aso. Ken, are persons with disabilities in Ghana being discriminated against? I mean, in their lives. Do you feel that when it comes to this, because Parliament, although is going to investigate, this has become a matter of national security that they are also involved, but the speed of the process, do you feel that they've been discriminated against? Their interest is not the government interest.
Doc, when it comes to our lifestyle in general and policies, I would say yes. But when it comes to this subject of runaway athletes, I'll say no. I'll say no because it happens in almost every sports discipline. That includes our almighty football. It is more rampant in the disability sports because of the leadership. Okay, so it's not because they are abusing persons living with disability, but it's because of the leadership whose interest is to make gains of money out of visa racketeering or visa business. That is why they always use it as opportunity or the window to make business. Don't forget that the president in question also runs a travel and tour. Okay. And his core mandate is to get visas for people to travel.
Can you repeat that again? The person in question.
I'm saying that the NPC president is the CEO of African origin.
Okay.
The travel and tour that is
for the purposes of our viewers and also for Parliament, although they know the person, can you mention his name first?
Samson Dean.
Okay.
He's the CEO of the African origin. Okay. And he's the African origin travel and tour and sports. So he has always been using sports to resource his travel and tour.
How do you evidence that, Ken?
But the NPC office for the past 3.5 years was in the travel and tour office. They ran NPC from the travel and tour office until recently they had the African office. Also can attest to it. We all know that NPC office is the travel and tour office. Also true or false?
He has muted himself again, so.
Yes. So you can see where the problem is coming from.
So what is your last word in terms of reaching out? What do you want? Hold on. What do you want from Ghanaians in terms of citizens in regards to this matter? What do you want for persons with disability? And what do you want the government to do in terms of what is happening in Parliament and also national security?
One, I want the Ghanaians to take this interview very seriously. And we have to do part 1, 2, and 3 because all the news out there were fake news to kill the matter, including the so-called confession on Asempa radio the last time, which most stations are dwelling on, is fake.
Okay.
They never granted any interview. It's a doctor tape that Asempa played pretending he was on air live. I'm saying this on record. And throughout the week, that has been the discussion. So if they want the truth of the matter, ASO is there and myself I'm there. Parliament can invite us, anybody. Let's talk about this issue. Not what is purported outside there. They are misleading the public. They are making all effort using Asempa radio and other radio stations, throwing dust in people's eyes so that with time it will die off. I'm saying that whatever you hear there is not true. And the 4 relatives that ran away, they were never 4. It was only 1.
Okay.
So I want Ghanaians to take this seriously because it is a shame to the nation. And this is not the first time. It's about the 5th time and it's recurring and it's ongoing, and which is very bad to the sport because we have a lot of people who are dedicated, trying. The sport is some people's livelihood. So some few guys cannot stand and be using it for visa racketeering and impoverishing others. We are not saying nobody should travel. if you are a sports leader and you want to travel, you can even travel with a family, but make sure you do it well and make sure wherever you go out with must come back.
Thank you.
And if they can go again, they are free to go again. But you don't use these fraudulent ways to be making money.
Thank you. Also, what is your last word in this matter, please? What do you want from the government? What do you want in terms of for Paralympians, parasports? What do you want to happen in this case?
Thank you very much, Doc. What I would like the government to do is they should probe this matter thoroughly and then bring the perpetrators to book so that parasports will have the integrity, because some of these things have damage in the public domain, and people use some of those things to mock at us. You see, the people, as I have mentioned, they are not persons with disability, and they can be traced. They can be found. Immigration can show the documents the day they've traveled and so on and so forth, and their details. Parliament, as I have mentioned, that they want to probe this, Parliament can call everybody who can have or who can testify to some of these things to come and testify. You see, then these things will be brought to bear. Other than that, look, it will be happening this way. So, as the athlete commissioner, you see, let me mention this. In 2019, when I was elected first, I tried getting a data for all my athletes in the country. I was stopped by the General Secretary, who is now in UK, Peter J. He stopped me from doing that. This year I tried it again, but because of one or two issues, which some federations have been suspended by MPC.
Thank you, Aso.
I am finding it difficult to register all these athletes.
Thank you, Aso.
In my document. You see, so please, we want the government, the ministry, the parliament, and national security look at this issue critically and bring it to bear.
Thank
so
you.
that persons with disability will also have the credibility in the country to do so.
The question is, is this a concern to our national security? If individuals could use dubious information from the National Paralympic Committee of Ghana, is this a national security threat for us as a country? We will continue on Sunday, also. We will continue this program on Sunday, and we would like to take this opportunity to thank you all. Ken Carl, we thank you for all your contribution and support, and also Frederick Aso. Thank you. We will continue on Sunday. Thank you. And Ghanaians and those watching the programs, they are of the view that persons with disability are being discriminated against. They've been oppressed in our country. There is a need for government to show a commitment to these concerns of Ghanaians. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you
Have
very
a good
much.
evening.
God bless you too. Thank you very much. And we hope by Sunday this matter will forge ahead.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you both.